Have you ever woken from a dream so vivid it clung to your skin like morning day?
A dream that whispered something ancient into your ears, that didn't feel like a dream at all? Maybe you spoke with a loved one long gone. Maybe you wandered a city you've never seen but somehow knew. Maybe, for a brief moment, you felt more alive there than you do here. According to Edgar Cayce, America's sleeping prophet, this isn't just imagination, it's revelation. Cayce believed that when we sleep, we don't simply rest.
We leave.
Our soul unhooks from the body, tethered only by a luminous thread he called the silver cord, and travels across realms of energy, memory, healing, and even destiny. And here's the secret no one told you: you do this every night.
Not once in a while.
Not only during nightmares or lucid dreams. But every single night, your soul ventures into a hidden landscape while your body lies still. The only difference between you and a mystic?
Awareness.
Cayce's readings, over 14,000 of them, reveal a powerful truth. Sleep is not just biological maintenance. It's spiritual migration. Your soul leaves the noise of the physical world and enters what he called the borderland. A dimension just past the veil, where time dissolves and spirits gather. In this realm, many of us unknowingly reunite with people we've lost.
You mich think, oh, I dreamed of my Mutter again.
But Cayce would say no.
You visited her.
One businessman, crushed under the weight of bankruptcy, dreamed his deceased father gave him clear instructions.
He followed them. His fortune reversed.
Cayce confirmed this wasn't symbolic, it was a real soul encounter.
These moments don't happen by chance.
They are soul-guided meetings in places beyond words. Let me ask you, have you ever woken up with clarity you didn't fall asleep with? A solution to a problem, a sudden sense of peace, a vision that stayed with you for days? That's not your subconscious being clever.
That's your soul, bringing the meeting back.
But the borderland is just the beginning. It's where the veil is thinnest. It's where we learn to remember that there is more. Beyond it, higher realms wait, places where purpose lives, where past lives unfold, and where healing begins not with medicine, but with memory. And this is why you shouldn't take sleep lightly.
So before we go deeper, Pause.
Ask yourself, what if my dreams are realer than I thought?
What if my soul remembers a truth I we forgotten in waking life? Because to nicht, you will dream.
But the question is, will you wake up to what it means? Most of us think of dreams as scattered images or random thoughts, emotional debris our brains try to organize. But Edgar Cayce had a far more profound view. He described dreams as the language of the soul, and sleep as the classroom where the soul remembers who it truly is. According to Cayce, there are 3 primary levels your soul may access during sleep, each with its own spiritual function. The first level is the subconscious clearing ground. This is where your soul begins to process the residue of the day, the emotions, impressions, and thoughts you haven't fully integrated.
Think of it like a spiritual detox.
You may dream of arguing with someone, or missing a train, or searching for something you can't find. These aren't meaningless. They are reflections of what your soul is trying to resolve or release. It's your inner therapist at work, untangling the knots your waking mind ignored. But beyond that is the second level, the soul memory realm. This is where your dreams become strangely symbolic, layered with meaning. Here, Cayce said, you access not just the memories of your current life, but fragments from past incarnations. Have you ever had a dream that didn't feel like yours? You were someone else in a different time, with different clothes, a different name? That may have been your soul revisiting an unresolved story. These dreams often carry deep emotional resonance, fear, longing, awe, because they're echoes of real experiences your soul still holds. And finally, for the spiritually attuned, there's the third level, the higher planes. This is where the soul enters communion with divine consciousness, with guides, angels, even the Akashic records, the cosmic library Cayce so often spoke of. In this state, the soul receives wisdom not from memory but from alignment. You may wake with a vision, a calling, a profound peace you can't explain. Some report meeting beings of light, hearing voices that speak no language yet deliver unmistakable truths.
This isn't fiction.
These experiences have been documented for centuries, in indigenous cultures, mystic traditions, and now, even in modern neuroscience, where studies of lucid dreaming and out-of-body experiences suggest the mind does more than dream when asleep. And here's the most empowering truth: you don't need to be a prophet to access these realms. You just need to remember. Because the soul is already doing the work. The question is, are you listening? One way to reconnect is through a simple ritual, dream journaling. The moment you wake up, before checking your phone, before speaking, write down everything. Fragments, emotions, symbols. No matter how small or strange. Over time, patterns emerge. You'll start to see your soul's curriculum unfolding, its lessons, its healing, its longing. Cayce believed that those who began honoring their dreams would start to awaken while sleeping, developing a second awareness that watches and remembers.
This is how you train your consciousness to meet your soul halfway.
Because if your soul travels each night, what it brings back could change your waking life, if you're willing to receive it. So I'll ask you this, what if the missing guidance you've been begging the universe for has already arrived, in your dreams?
Let's go deeper.
If dreams are the language of the soul, then we must ask, what exactly is the soul trying to say? According to Edgar Cayce, dreams are not random images. They are messages, sometimes gentle, sometimes urgent, but always purposeful. Some are warnings. Others are reminders. And some are glimpses into your soul's sacred contract, the reason you came here. Many of Cayce's trance readings revealed that before we are born, our souls choose a path. We pick certain people to meet, certain lessons to learn, even specific challenges to face. Why?
For growth. Evolution. Integration.
And while we forget this agreement once we're born, our dreams remember. They whisper reminders. Have you ever had a dream about a person you barely know, yet the feeling is ancient? Or seen symbols that repeat, like a staircase, a door, a mirror?
These are not accidents.
Cayce believed these are messages from your higher self, trying to guide your waking self back into alignment. Some dreams are warnings. They come in the form of uncomfortable imagery, a car crashing, a house flooding, or even falling from the sky. These symbols, Cayce said, are not predictions, but invitations.
Invitations to pay attention, to shift course, to reflect. A dream about a burning house micht min your inner world feels unstable.
A broken bridge could reflect a loss of connection. These images speak in metaphors. And your soul is fluent in metaphor. Other dreams are healing in disguise. You may dream of someone who has passed, and they comfort you, give you guidance, or simply stand beside you in silence. Cayce believed these were not imaginary. They were real encounters between souls, occurring in the spiritual plane, facilitated by the openness of sleep.
To the soul, love is eternal.
Separation is an illusion.
And then, there are mission dreams.
These are rare, but unmistakable. You wake up with clarity, urgency, or a new sense of direction. Cayce himself said some of the most important guidance he ever received came during dreams. Dreams that later became accurate predictions, medical cures, or spiritual instructions. But here's the key, you can't receive the message if you dismiss the medium.
If you treat dreams as nonsense, you miss a letter your soul is writing you every night.
You walk past wisdom because it wasn't loud enough for your waking ears. So how do you start listening? One practice is called pre-sleep suggestion. Right before bed, close your eyes and ask a question, gently, sincerely.
It can be anything.
What should I focus on next? What fear am I avoiding? What does my soul need?
Then sleep.
You may not get an answer the first night, or even the second, but over time, your dreams will begin to shift. They respond to attention. They respond to presence. Because dreams are not entertainment. They are alignment. They're the bridge between who you think you are and who you actually came here to be. So the next time you dream, ask yourself not just, what did that mean? But what part of me was trying to speak? That's the beginning of a spiritual dialogue.
And your soul?
It's been waiting a long time for you to listen. Let's return to one truth Edgar Cayce never stopped emphasizing. Sleep is not just biological.
It's spiritual. Your body may rest.
But your soul?
It journeys.
While science may measure sleep in cycles, REM, non-REM, brain waves and melatonin, Cayce looked deeper. He saw sleep as a sacred return to the source. A time when the soul is freed from the noise of the physical world and can travel beyond the boundaries of space, ego, and even time. During this journey, your soul is not passive.
It is listening, absorbing, reconnecting.
And more importantly, it is teaching. So here's the question, are you paying attention? Cayce described dreams as symbolic lessons. Not random, not trivial, but encoded messages from the higher self. He believed that every dream, no matter how bizarre, carries a seed of guidance. And this guidance is not just intellectual, it's soul deep. It's about your relationships, your emotional wounds, your unresolved questions, and your forgotten strengths. Think about your dreams. Have you ever had one that felt more real than reality? That left you shaken, changed, even days after waking? That wasn't just imagination. That was your soul speaking.
Section 2. The Forgotten Language. How dreams communicate with you. The soul does and speak English. Or Spanish.
or any language you learn in school.
It speaks in symbols, archetypes,
Images that bypass the logical mind and go straight to the emotional core. In one of his readings, Cayce explained that a dream of a house isn't just a house.
it's you.
Different rooms reflect different aspects of your consciousness. The basement might represent your subconscious.
The attic, your hertoekukts.
A door might be a decision.
A storm, a burit emotion. Most of us forget our dreams moment wie Weg.
But if you train yourself to remember, if you build the habit of recording your dreams each morning, you will start to notice patterns.
Repeated people. Recurring places. Emotional echoes.
That's not coincidence.
Tats curriculum.
Your soul is trying to teach you something. But here's the problem: most people ignore the class. We're taught to see dreams as weird or meaningless.
So we dismiss them. Or worse, we fear them.
Nightmares, in particular, are often misunderstood. But Cayce said that frightening dreams are often the most valuable. Why? Because they show you the shadow, the part of yourself you've repressed. And only by seeing it, by integrating it, can you heal it.
This is shadow work.
This is dream therapy. And this is the path back to wholeness. Section 3, the practice of soul listening, what you can do tonight. Let's make this real.
Tu nicht, when you go to sleep, don't just crash into bed. Set an intention.
Say aloud or silently in your heart, tonight, I am open to guidance.
I am listening to my soul.
Then, as soon as you wake up, before touching your phone, before talking to anyone, write
Anything. A word. A feeling. An image.
The dream might be vivid or foggy, or feel like nothing at all. It doesn't matter.
Just write.
This small ritual sends a powerful signal to your unconscious: I'm ready. Within a few weeks, you'll begin to notice something incredible. Dreams becoming clearer, more frequent, even prophetic. Cayce once described dreams as letters from God unopened. You don't need to understand them fully.
Just open them.
And over time, meaning will reveal itself.
Another practice?
Review your emotional state before bed. Ask yourself, what am I carrying into sleep?
Anger?
Grief?
Hope?
The energy you fall asleep with often determines the realm your soul enters.
So cleans before sleep. Breate depli. Forgive somione. Or forgive yourself.
Sleep, after all, is not a pause, it's a portal.
Section 4, the divine reminder, you are never alone.
Here's the most important truth of all: your soul never forgets who you are.
Even when you feel lost.
Even when you're stuck in anxiety, self-doubt, depression, or confusion, your soul remembers. And each night, it whispers that memory back to you through dreams. Your soul is not judging you. It's not punishing you for failing to live up to your potential. It's inviting you, again and again, to come home.
To remember your light. To heal your pain.
To become who you already are beneath the noise. And if you feel like your dreams aren't coming,
be patient.
The silence has meaning too.
Sometimes, the soul waits for readiness.
Sometimes, it's speaking in feelings, not words. Sometimes, it's preparing you for something you can't yet understand. But it's always there.
So tu nicht, as your head touches the pillow, remember this.
Your soul is not asleep. It is journeying. And it's not just visiting distant galaxies or past lives. Sometimes it's doing the bravest thing of all, traveling back into your own wounds, your own past, your own fears, to retrieve the part of you that got left behind. And when you dream, that reunion begins. You don't need to chase the answers. Just receive them.
Trust the timing. Trust the symbols. Trust the journey. Because your soul already knows the way home.